during the Frankly Speaking show. On your computer, look to the right of the video. That's your live chat hub. Click the Say Something box at the bottom and hit enter. Boom, you're live. On the mobile app, it's just as easy. Tap the live chat button right under the video to open the window. Pro tip, if you're in full screen mode, tap the screen once and hit the chat icon to see messages without leaving the action. Can't type? Check two things. Make sure you're signed in and see if subscribers only mode is on. You might need to sub and wait a few minutes. Keep it respectful, follow the mod's rules, and have fun.
Good day. Good day. The past week was full of news. There was the Auditor General's report on the shameful failure to distribute Hurricane Melissa donations. Then there was quite a bit of focus on what is happening in Accompong Town, St. Elizabeth. The conduct of nominations and the ignoring of a Supreme Court injunction raised the issue again of sovereignty, or at least of governance of that Maroon community. We expect to have two former colonels who between them served as leader for more than 20 years, Merdi Rowe and Ferron Williams. We'll talk to them about what's happening in Accompong Town and their views on the election process that was set for this week. We made several efforts to reach Richard Curry, but without success. Welcome to you all, and thank you for joining us on this episode 210 of the Frankly Speaking Jamaica Podcast. With me on the program are our regular panelists, Winnie Anderson Brown and Desmond Richards. We invite you to send your questions and comments by following the procedures outlined earlier, or just by attaching to the comment section on the channel, whether you are using your cell phone or laptop. Remember to like and share the podcast and subscribe to the channel. So, who do we have? We want to welcome Merdi Rowe and Ferron Williams. Do we have both of them, or we have Mr. Williams? Mr. Williams?
I'm here.
Mr. Rowe is
welcome. And Mr. and Merdi Rowe are there. Gentlemen, let's start with you, Mr. Williams. What is going on with regard to Accompong and these procedures that have been set in place, which I gather you're opposed to? What's going on, sir? Mr. Williams, you hearing me?
Mr. Williams.
That look like like Mr. Rowe.
Mr. Rowe is there,
Mr.
and there's
Rowe.
Mr. Newman as well.
Okay,
Mr. Newman and Mr. Rowe.
Mr. Newman.
Hi, how you do, Franklin?
All right, good. I want to get Mr. Rowe first. So, Mr. Merdi Rowe, are you hearing us? I'm seeing you now. Are you hearing us, Mr. Rowe?
Yeah, loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Good, good. Well, thank you very much. So tell us what's happening. What's happening in Accompong Town?
What's happening? Let me say the first thing
Yes.
first is that Colonel Curry, they duck and hide from the bailiff man who's supposed to serve him the court document.
So
Friday.
the injunction, it was not served on him?
Injunction, he get one and an email and he run from the practical one that would serve him personally. He would advise and take the back road, go over to Hilltop and go through Kinder, Guinea Grass. Kinder is where you have this fresh prepare the fresh pork on January 6th and go middle ground, go hide from the bailiff Friday.
But for
So
those
that
people who don't know those people who don't know all the procedures, you had gone to court, or your attorneys anyway, had gone to court to get an injunction to stop him from, and to stop them. He says it's
I'm
not
doing
him, it's the county.
nomination, yeah.
Yes. What was the reason why you were wanting to stop that process?
Oh, yes, I guess the whole bunch of mess created by Colonel Curry. His terms of office would have expired on February 18th. And we as prospective candidate wasn't informed. So on the 29th of January, I prepare a written draft, take it to Accompong, give his lieutenant the money, Lennon, aka Popeye, to give him. And from that document, he would allude to the fact that his term will be expiring on February 18th. Hence, he will be duty bound to inform all the prospective candidates, that is myself, Merdi Rowe, Ferron Williams, Cadian Wallace, Colin Palmer, and Andrew Rowe, to take the necessary step to inform us, because when the preparation is being made to do the numeration exercise, among other things, we have to be informed so that we can get our scrutineers in place and alerted and things like that. And they ignore it. I tell him that all the mainstream media and all social media platforms, he should take steps to inform us through that medium. And he ignore it. He ignore it. And I'm not surprised he ignore it, because what he come with is that he have a constitution where come from God never knows. Because the last election that held in Accompong in 2021, at the time when he beat Ferron Williams in the election, no such thing was in place. The Electoral Office of Jamaica assist us through the process. They facilitate us to locations where numeration need to be done, like Kingston and Mobile Electoral Office. We use their facilities and so forth. And the preparing of the ballot box, the ballot papers and the Electoral Office, and they provide presiding officers and poll clerks who are independent from any of us as candidates. And support the election was held. Fortunately, he won that election. Now, we were surprised when we heard that he dropped a constitution without our knowledge. And what we have learned from is that if we don't live in the community for at least the last 3 years, we can't run in the next election. That's what he does, and that is clearly contrary to the practice, to the custom, to the tradition, and things like that. I don't know if it is clearly out of ignorance times arrogance, because he never born there, he never grew there, never go to school there, and he never lived there either. So in the first place, he would not have been qualified to contest the election. But Colonel Williams was close to a nephew of his, an uncle of his. So little sympathy extended there. Because his one supporters locked Colonel Williams out of the office, out of the colonel office. And when visitors come to Accompong and to be registered and paid a fee to be taken and guided historical tour and locations, those fees collected by people who are associated with Richard Curry. And from my understanding, over 2 million. Yeah.
Mr. Rowe, let me ask you something. Mr. Rowe, let me ask you something. You served as colonel from when to when?
5 years, from 93 to 98.
Are you hearing me?
From 1993 to 1998.
Do you think yourself responsible for not having the...
After my term,
Yeah,
after
man,
my
I
tenure.
heard you. I'm asking you to make a point.
Franklin.
No, many
No,
years
man,
lapsed.
you're not hearing me. I'm saying, if you had put in the proper structures and so forth, nobody could mess with the executive powers. Nobody could mess with the constitution, etc. That you are now claiming that everything was going pretty bad. Would you agree with that?
5 years could not have done it. 5 years could not have done it. One term could not have done it. There are multiplicity of things that needed to be done because there was no water in the first place. Of the many things, no water was in the community in the first place. And it takes time, it takes resources, it takes tact and everything to get external help. Even from the Jamaica government, when Neville Lewis was a member of parliament, to get water in it. Among other things. The trade center and things like that. And so, well, two other colonel came after me. Colonel Petty and Williams. Collectively.
Yes.
That's
We're still trying to reach
19
Mr. Williams because Mr. Williams said he would be here with us. So we're still trying to reach him. Producers still trying to reach him. But
so
for
he
you and Mr. Rowe, why do you go ahead.
Colonel Williams done 12 years.
Go ahead.
After me, and Petty done 11 years after me.
Yes, I know.
And there was no water among other things in the community. And things like that. So it would have been extremely difficult. I did the other project that was that people could have an income, have a skill and support, like a 200-acre for banana project to be done by 80 farmers. And a trade school there to learn some basic skills in mason carpentry and support. So the bottom line is
what you said to the Jamaicans now to say all of this is foolishness because you all are just one set of Jamaicans. There's no sovereignty for Accompong. There's no need for any structures of outside of just being a part of like any other little community. How do you respond, and what's your position on the sovereignty, which Mr. Curry has taken up very strongly?
Ask them if the Vatican is a state within a state in Italy. Ask them if they have sovereignty. Is a state within a state. The Vatican. The average Jamaican are ignorant about that. Really, they don't know. We have a substantive outstanding treaty signed in 1738 that give Captain Kojo or any captain succeeding him full power to inflict even punishment committed by themselves among themselves, and that only is accepted, except in which case, if Captain Kojo think they deserve that, he shall be obliged to hand over such Maroon personnel to any justice of the peace out there who would inquire into his trial, equal to any other Negro on this island. So we have level of sovereignty, but it is being destroyed now. It is being destroyed now. Because we run our elections and things like by based on custom, traditions, and culture and practices and things like that. And that is being eroded in a serious way now. To the point where the leaders in the Richard Curry administration, including himself, they are not Maroons. They are not Maroons.
Colonel.
So they overnight they draft a constitution overnight. Without our knowledge, we don't know anything about it. Electoral office assists us.
Colonel Curry.
Yeah.
Colonel Curry, I want to ask you a question. You said Accompong is a sovereign nation. Accompong town is a sovereign nation. Sir?
Let me answer it this way.
Yes.
The Supreme Court of Jamaica is the highest court in the land. We don't have a court in the first place. The Supreme Court is the highest office in the land. And anybody shrinking can be brought into
as a sovereign nation, what do you have to prove your sovereignty? You have health, you have hospitals at
well, Jamaica. Jamaica lacking in some of these things too. Jamaica just lacking in some of these things. We can't manage COVID. We can't manage hurricane.
I am not asking you what Jamaica is lacking. I'm not asking you what Accompong does.
There's a delay, so that's why you might get a little mixed up.
Yes. Tell me.
There's a delay, Desmond, so you have to give me a little time.
What Accompong have to prove its sovereignty?
What Jamaica has to prove its sovereignty?
Jamaica is a nation.
The Maroon is a nation of people too. They get independence from Britain in 1962. We get a outstanding treaty from 1738. And a treaty is an agreement between two states. A treaty is an agreement between two states.
Hold on. You went to the Supreme Court of Jamaica this week to get an injunction. Why did you do that? Where's your court? Where are your judges?
And my dear friend, and when you are tried in the Jamaican court and you are not in agreement with the finding, where is your final court? All the way in England. Privy Council in England. Jamaica is not sovereign alone.
Yeah, so I am asked, where is your court? But where is your court?
Huh?
Where's your security forces? Where? Do you present a budget? Do you have a budget for your people in Accompong? Do you present a budget every year? Or what time?
Not me at nearly 30 years now I'm out of office. Not me.
When you were colonel, you said you were colonel for 5 years.
Yeah.
Do you have a government? You had a government there in Accompong? How many schools are in Accompong? How many schools are in Accompong where children get their education?
The school is our school. It's never built by Jamaican government. It's our school. We get it's a donation from the Canadian government.
How many schools are in Accompong where the children get their education? How many?
I know of 2.
Yeah. And where the teachers, who pay the teachers?
The government use the Maroon money that collect from taxes of Maroon treaty lands and pay teachers.
Mr. Rowe, why were you going back after this 20-odd years? Why were you hoping to go back to contest and hopefully to become chief or colonel?
Is the best question asked up to now. That is the best one asked. Best one asked. Because it's pure mess, it's pure corruption. The tradition, the custom, all of this is being destroyed by the present leadership of Accompong. All of it is being destroyed. And we operate this place we operate the Maroon thing based on custom and tradition. All of that is being destroyed now. Electoral office do elections and we never have to talk. There were no question about constitution mentioned for that. The electoral office of Jamaica proceed based on the rules govern the electoral office of Jamaica and run election. And that is the same election that Richard Curry contested to and win. And win. So that's a foregone conclusion. So the bottom line now is to deal with what is happening in the community. There are about 4 or 5 murders committed in the Maroon community, including the police under this colonial regime, under his regime. The police in Jamaica, they are aware. They are aware of nothing. Right now, you have some people up there at Accompong scared. They're afraid to talk. They are afraid to talk. They're being labeled and ridiculed. And they might have a violent confrontation too. If they speak out, they just can't. They have a sense of similar with me at 2 different things, my friend. So you stay in Kingston or St. Mary or Montego Bay or Magati. And if you don't know what is happening, you think that things is easy. But it is not so. The community is brutally tense. Only those people who closely knit to Curry, they are the bad men. They're the bad men. If the police wish to intervene, them can tell you that they get that story a number of times. So
Mr. Rowe, some reports suggest that Mr. Curry is now duly elected for another term. How do you see that, and what do you intend to do about where the process is now? Because he was the only one nominated on Friday. Nomination went ahead. He was the only one nominated on Friday.
He's not re-elected, no. He claimed that nomination day would have been the 15th of this month, and election day will be on the 22nd. So
Yes.
he's not re-elected. You have to wait until the 22nd of May comes before we talk about
But he's the
re-election.
only one. All right, but even if you take it technically like that, he's the only one nominated. So there's nobody else who can run against him.
But in 1993, sir, you're a young boy. In 1983, when the then government under Edward Saga called a snap election, he said he take nomination day and election day. And the PNP never nominate anybody. So he never become a government until when election day come. Then they declare, then they automatically winner when election day come. Election day don't come in respect of hours. So it's not late. But albeit, if he claims he didn't get the affidavit.
What do you expect to do? Yeah.
Well, the matter is before the Supreme Court on it.
What do you expect to do now? What do you expect to do now?
Well, we intend to consult our lawyer tomorrow for further advice.
Okay.
We would never go beyond a lawyer because they'll be in a better position to advise us than we take decision arbitrarily. We don't want to call on the wrong side of the law.
It looks as things are now, though, that Mr. Curry is going to be in charge of the Accompong Maroons for another term. It looks so.
The injunction has two phases. One to prevent him from nominate, and the other is to attend a hearing at the Supreme Court, which is sometime next month. It's a 28-year injunction. So as far as I know,
yes.
That document is not, it can still be served. The only difference is that he cannot be cited for contempt of court if he never get the document. But he will subsequently get it. So he will still have to come to court next month. Still have to come to court next month.
Mr. Newman is still with us, or is he gone? Mr. Newman dropped off?
Yeah, I'm not seeing him. I don't know. I'm not seeing him.
So Mr. Rowe, go ahead, Desmond.
No, Mr. Rowe, what do you know
sir.
what is happening? Do you know what is happening on the ground in Accompong now?
No, because I'm not in Accompong. I went to church in St. James. So I don't know exactly what is happening.
Yeah.
So I don't want to.
When last have you been to Accompong?
Every so often. I am scared now. I'm scared right now to go there because some gangs up there associated with Curry. Gangs up there now. We don't have police. We don't have Jamaican police force there. So we are fearful that we will be hurt physically. At the point they kill, they chop up a man next door there. People who are associated with Curry. In support of.
If you can't visit the place and you don't feel basically comfortable, how are you going to run to rule or to administer the area?
Do you think when election is in the air, any member of parliament anywhere in Jamaica can go about doing his political work without their police with them? No, they can't.
So
it is very risky.
People can do that, but you want support of the Jamaican police.
Yes, we must work with them. We don't have established police force for ourselves. Only currently have a so-called security team. And
you're a sovereign nation and don't have a police force.
Do you think every every country. How the churches are run and they don't have no security at their churches.
The churches don't require security. You are
church
calling
is
for
not-
security.
What?
I am sorry, the church is not sovereign. The church is a part of a country. No
Exactly.
church is sovereign, a sovereign nation. So the comparison really is off.
No, ma'am. I beg to differ. They're sovereign under God laws. It's sovereign, not under man-made laws.
Oh, I understand. How you interpret sovereign is the challenge. The meaning that you put to sovereign, that is where the challenge is. Okay. So that
Well,
is where the debate should begin. What does sovereign mean to you?
Well, that sovereign means should put to Richard Curry because he
No,
has
I can't put it to him. I'm putting it to you on the program now. I can't go to him to ask him that. You are talking about sovereignty, so I'm asking you respectfully, what does being sovereign mean to you? Respectfully.
Well,
So-
that is a word that I not practice to use, because there's a degree, there's a degree in how one interprets certain word, or they define, or it is defined, and things like that. Because we have been in existence for nearly soon 300 years, and we never have a police force, and we never have in these murder, this violence. People are burned down house and kill people, like what happening up here over the last 5 years. We never saw it, so there was no need. There was no need for a police force. The necessity never arises for that.
I am sorry, I'm not asking about the force. I just want to find out what sovereign means to you so that I'm better able to understand why you say that
Sovereign
you're
mean
sovereign.
that sovereign mean that we could run our affairs without the need, we need for external forces to help us in terms of security.
Oh, only security you're thinking of in that regard.
Primarily because the most of the
Okay.
treaty lands are under taxation. 99% of the treaty lands are under taxation right now.
Okay, so the challenge is most of us see sovereign in a broader sense than the way you look at it. So therein lies the
Possible.
challenge. Yes.
Yeah, because I never go to any school at all. So you people would have enough seat in a better broader way than I.
Okay. Okay.
But don't bother with that,
Yeah.
man. But we are glad to have you, sir. We can't get Mr. Ferron, Mr. Williams. What Mr. You said that tomorrow, what is it say, Monday, you will be talking to your attorneys to determine
Where we
whether
go from
there's
here.
any further to go with your efforts to be elected or to at least contest election. Is that correct?
But that's
sir?
right.
Can you say that
That's
again,
right.
please?
The lawyer will determine that, give you best advice.
All right.
And so
But you're still hopeful.
I'm still hopeful because it's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the day. As yet, the end of the day is when the date for the Supreme Court comes up. And it is not too late to serve him that document either.
I don't know.
As far as I know, it is not too late to serve him that document.
All right.
The
I really
difference
want to
is,
thank you.
I want to take this comment before he goes, Franklin. It says sovereignty is a big word that means independence. It is the right of a country or group to make its own choices, create its own laws, and govern its own land without taking orders from outsiders.
with due respect to the principles of democracy, which include accountability and transparency, all those are companion issues to deal with sovereignty, Because remember, Jamaica is a totalitarian state, but Accompong Tony said in clearly a totalitarian situation. When I talk no dog bark, that's what is happening now. And my way or the highway. That's what is happening right now. So in the absence of an independent police was for ourselves now to deal with it. Because Jamaican police wouldn't arbitrarily come in like that without their advice by the government of the day. They would normally come in as it as, but if somebody should commit a serious crime, feloniously injured somebody, the police would oblige to come, because from time to time, police will charge people up there if they commit themselves. They commit themselves. So
well, we do need in this state some way of a full discussion about your attempts in Accompong to have a level of sovereignty, exercise a level of sovereignty. What is that supposed to be about?
Right.
You know, what the treaty means or meant. There's that, because it comes up all the time, you know. And I think part of Mr. Curry's public persona is that he's championing that and putting some people at ease and some making some uneasy. You know, Mr. Rowe. So it's something
why him duck the document Friday? Why him duck it? He run go hide. He document for the Supreme Court.
I don't know anything at all about that.
Yeah, so I'm saying that
I don't know anything at all about that.
I know you would know really, so I'm just alluding you to the fact.
There's another comment that I should read by Leon Bailey 7350. He says, I don't see this maroon thing as one bunch of garbage. I think the title Maroon was given to a group of people who fought for whatever there was, but had it been that any nation was born a maroon, that's...
Yes, because I've seen some documentation, Mr. Rowe, just before you go, as we're going to bring this session to them, but I've seen some documentation that suggests that one can be born a maroon, claim maroon heritage, or be considered to be a maroon by living. Well, you tell us how does the status maroon come to be associated with anyone?
You see, this system calls us maroon now, but really the fact is that during slavery, people from more than one state in Africa came to Jamaica on the slave strip. Different tribe, really, not only one tribe, a different tribe. And you have the Ashanti tribe, for example, you have the Caramanti at another, and what have you, on the plantation. And we had to run away from the plantation. The British see the need that we must be on it, because Jamaica is a tropical country, and we have to produce a stable crop that Canada and America, for example, could not grow because of the climatic situation and what have you. So they bent on hunting us anywhere to get us back on the plantation. Others had the opportunity to run from the plantation and never run. So we was brave and we run, guided by our ancestors' spirit, and we run and we put up a resistance against the colonial forces. Then
you're going back a lot in the history, man. We want to know how you get to become a maroon today.
So, according to the form and tenure of the treaty, we who are called maroons then would reside within the bounds of the maroons.
Okay.
And even Marcus Garvey is a maroon, and Jamaican don't even know that they are maroon. He was their service keep every year, neither PNP nor JLP. Not one of them said that Marcus Garvey is maroon. Not one of them said it. And he's a maroon.
Tell us how you identify or one determines one's maroon heritage now.
So as I was saying, we were locked off from those who willfully refused to leave the plantation. They were seen otherwise. So those who run were accepted in the manifold. And the word maroon is a name, we didn't get it from Africa. is they placed that term maroon. We were seen as niggers, so to speak. And if the maroon people were reside within the bond of maroon, they would be referred to as the maroon people. They resist slavery and they were by themselves, not emerge in the wider Jamaica. Because the Spaniards bring people here to,
All right, okay.
So
I'm not getting the
it takes some time to explain it now.
Explain.
It couldn't done in 2 words or 3 words.
Yeah, man, it's okay.
But you might be a maroon, I don't know.
Maybe. Mr.
Yes.
Rowe, I appreciate the time you spent with us, sir. Really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to seeing what's going to happen this week coming. My sense of it, though, is that the ship has already sailed.
Yeah, between now and next month. Not now and next week. Now and next month.
Okay.
When a virtual date is set for appearance.
In the court. Okay.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
I hope Mr. Curry will appear too. I hope he will appear kind of duck now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
That time he can run up him out.
Okay. All right. We appreciate it, sir. We appreciate it.
All right.
All the best to you, Mr. Rowe. All the best.
I reciprocate.
Okay. Take care. Good.
Mr. Merdi Rowe, former colonel, 1993 to 98. Desmond, you obviously not broken any argument about Accompong being sovereign state, eh?
Well, I practice myself to talk about what I know about, right? In this matter, I don't have enough information. I know that Colonel Curry has been saying, and he has been reinforcing the sovereignty of Accompong. Now, my concern is that if you're a sovereign nation, a sovereign state, there are some things that you must have. You must be able to provide. Sovereignty means, in other words, if Accompong is a sovereign state, then they must have their own laws. They are not part of Jamaica if you're a sovereign state, in other words, you don't take orders from Jamaican government if you're a sovereign state. And therefore, there are some issues that I want to inform myself about before I comment. I want to understand what the treaty that was given by the.
I'm trying to remember the author of one of a substantial but piece of work done on the Maroons. I'm trying to remember. She has a C name. I can't remember her name now. And then Professor Vassiani did an excellent piece. I think it was in the Observer a couple of years ago. But one can find substantial work to help the explanation along. And there's an argument that you can't be a sovereign state overnight. You can't get all the instruments and all the resources.
It would be, for me, one of the interesting things I want to know. I want to know the treaty give the Maroon sovereignty.
Well,
I want to know that.
I'm sorry, Professor Vereen Shepherd would be a good person to help to answer.
Yes, and there was another lady, I can't remember her name now. Yeah, but she'll be able to. But does money work is there? Possibilities are there. We lost Mr. Newman, and we're still trying to get him because there's a common issue on public transport. In fact, there's a big discussion going on right now about public transport. But Winnie, you want to take that other comment?
Shamora Lennon? Yes. Shamora Lennon says he fights all the colonel of Accompong and he'll never see that position here in Accompong ever again.
Okay, that is Mr. Rowe saying
Yeah.
Mr. Rowe is not going to touch that office again. All right. So we're still trying to get Mr. Newman and we thank Mr. Rowe for us. Let me allow me to express. Go ahead, Desmond. Or I move on.
You were trying to you tried to get the TOD's chairman.
Yes.
Edgerton Newman.
He was on earlier.
He was on, but he dropped off. He had got to
Yes.
run to an interview.
He was on
I don't want to
earlier.
get him. No, we are told that we might get him for a brief minute because there are some issues with public transport. For a while. Okay. Allow me to express condolences to the family, friends, and colleagues of Dennis Layla, a titan of business, who died last week. Mr. Layla was known, among other things, as the founder of ICWI Group and for his contribution to private initiative, private enterprises, but specifically to the PSOG as well. And also for his involvement in sport, polo, for example, and racing, and many horse racing, and many philanthropic causes. Rest in peace, Dennis Layla. You remember him, Desmond?
No, I know Dennis personally. I'm sad to know that he has died. Dennis was a good man who made sterling contribution towards the development of the Jamaican people. I believe, and he was such a one of the things that I remember about Dennis. You know that he owned a great house in St. Mary, and I remember attending a function there. It was something that stuck in my memory. The place was an exquisite place, right?
And I noticed Horace Helps was writing about that in his column Sunday Sips today.
Yeah.
Horace Helps.
Yes.
Yes, I noticed he was talking about it.
But Dennis, Mr. Layla played a significant role in the development of Jamaica in many, many spheres, and he will be sadly missed. Condolences to his family, friends, and associates. What good, Dennis?
Now to hurricane donation and relief, unless Winnie had any particular personal tribute there to him.
Just echoing the sentiments, this is a great stalwart of Jamaica, and the Jamaicans will miss him for many reasons. May his soul rest in peace.
Thank you, Winnie. Now to hurricane donation and relief. The Auditor General's real-time report on ODPEM's handling of donation makes for woeful reading. It's a rough thing, and I think our report, Joshua is going to try to bring in that report now.
A real-time audit report from the Auditor General's Department, tabled in Parliament on Tuesday, May 12, found that the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, had spent only a tiny portion, less than 2% of the $1.4 billion in donations received by February 23, 2026. They had spent just $26.2 million, or 1.8% by that date. The report noted that ODPEM still held approximately 569.6 million Jamaican dollars and US $5.9 million in hurricane donation accounts as of February 23. Further, it found that there were leftover funds from hurricane barrel relief efforts in 2024.
Oh, thank you, Winnie. Desmond, what's going on here,
Tuesday,
man?
May
I mean,
12th, Tuesday.
what's going on here?
The government is trying to make it look as if they are efficient. That is why the money has not been spent. What I know and what most Jamaicans know, that significant numbers of Jamaicans are still waiting to be assisted by the government. We know that. And we don't understand, well, I don't understand what has prevented the government from spending more of the funds that was donated by Jamaicans and by other people to assist hurricane victims.
Desmond, I have to hitch on that to say it's donated. We're not talking about government funds voted on to be allocated. It's donations. It's what people have given from overseas, from locals, people in diaspora have given to go to help Jamaicans who suffered. And to me, it seems as it's a kind of wickedness, really. You know, we're coming to you, Mr. Williams. Don't go away. It's kind of wickedness, really, that these funds that were provided have not been, donated. But viewers and listeners, Mr. Williams is here, and he was having a great difficulty, and we don't want to lose him. So, Mr. Williams, can you hear us? We're not seeing you at the moment. We see you in your background. I'm hearing. Thank you, and thank you for being with us. Well, we just had Mr. Rowe, and one of the things that we are trying to establish is, Desmond was asking him in particular about whether your concept also is that Accompong town is a sovereign state. Is that you? Can we start there with you? So, Williams, you were.
Repeat that again.
You were colonel for how long again?
13 years.
13. That's a long time.
13.
So your view of Accompong is as well Accompong town is that it is a sovereign state.
Yes, well, sovereign does not mean we should not comply by the laws of Jamaica anyhow.
And what does tell me what sovereign means rather than what it does not mean.
What sovereign means for you? Tell us what sovereign means for you.
Okay, it's simple. It means that yes, to some extent we are independent. However, don't forget that Accompong is in Jamaica, and as such, we still governed by the rules of Jamaica.
So you're not a sovereign state. You're not a sovereign state. If you're a sovereign state, you'd have your own laws. You don't obey the laws of Jamaica.
We are partially, not fully. We are partially, not fully. And we are talking about, this does not come up just now. Over the years, this practice has been going on. For instance, if for any reason somebody commit an offense up there, what usually happens is that the police would inform the colonel, or if somebody go up there, commit some offense outside of Accompong and go to Accompong, then the police would actually inform the colonel, and then the colonel would get his personnel and take out that person and hand him over back to the relevant authorities.
But you all used to have some trials up there, though, Mr. Williams.
Yes, we do. We do. But what happens is that
on the basis that you are sovereign.
Yes. Remember.
All right. I don't want to explore that so much because we don't have a lot of time, but I'd love to to understand what's the latest
You
situation
ever, it's like for instance, if a murder is committed up there, you would have what we would call on the outside a preliminary inquiry. What would happen is that we would have a trial up there to find out whether or not it was murder, self-defense, or self-defense. If it is proven that it was self-defense, then the colonel and the relevant authority would stand by that individual. Irrespective, they would still hand him over to the government.
So William, you're taking us into murky waters there now. So I don't want to explore that too much now, to be quite honest. I'm grateful for you being here. I just love to establish what is happening now with regard to the elections, and are you accepting that Mr. Curry has been the only person nominated and therefore is likely to be proclaimed as head or chief or colonel for the next?
No, sir. No, sir. This cannot be so. This cannot be so. In fact, I am waiting to see what would happen, because if the highest court of the land make an order and you disobey, it simply means a contempt of court. I am not the person to say what to do, but we still obey the laws of the land.
So was he served with the documents?
Say that again?
Was he served? Was Colonel
with the order for injunction?
I am not in a position to say whether he was served physically, or I was told that it was served by email. And
electronically, because I noticed that the order said it would be okay for him to be served electronically.
And if you should look, you would hear that he said that yes, he understand that injunction will take note. If you understand
you're not
that,
sure. But Mr. Williams,
yes.
you served for 12 years, 13 years. Why would you be thinking of going back to serve another period? What's the main thing that's driving you to seek re-election?
Okay, we have many things, because first time, Accompong used to be a peaceful place. It is not so again. We have a lot of outsiders just coming in and doing whatever they want to do. And along with most of the elders in the community, we are saying that this should not be happening.
So you're hoping to go save Accompong then?
That is so. Rescue Accompong.
Rescue Accompong. And you don't live the new constitution. I gotta say you couldn't contest the election because you don't live there.
Who write this? Who write this new constitution?
I don't know, sir.
You see, the thing is, you see, the thing is, Curry let a lot of people believe that he can just get up and do whatever he feel like doing. If he sleep and dream, say he must change this, he go and change it. If this was so, Curry would not be colonel. Curry was not living in Accompong when he, in fact, even to date, he does not live in Accompong.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're hearing you, and we understand where you're going, and you are saying that you intend to go rescue, but you don't accept that you don't accept the nomination process that went on Friday.
No, not at all. It is illegal, and I am waiting to see what the court is going to do, because if you disobey the highest court of the land and get away with it, what else? What next? What
From
next?
Tell
your
us,
own court. That's the next
tell,
step. From your own
tell us,
court.
tell us something. So tell us about your accomplishments. Tell us some of your accomplishments during your tenure as colonel.
You know, we're going to have to cut off this because we have Mr. Williams. We're
Yes,
sorry
sir.
that you joined us so late, sir. And Desmond is asking
You
you
can't
a
hear them,
critical
Mr.
thing.
Newman.
But we're trying to bring in Mr. Newman, who we should have been having from much earlier on. And Mr.
Okay.
Newman, are you there? Mr.
Yes,
Newman,
I'm
can you
here.
hear us?
Hearing you loud and clear.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Mr. Newman, who is the president of TODS? What is the situation with transport? Because I gather some of the people in the public transport system are likely to go on strike tomorrow, Mr. Newman. What's the situation?
Yes. From where I sit, I'm trying to avert a major shutdown of the public transport sector tomorrow. And it's giving me a headache right now because I really want to join in your discussion on Accompong and what is going on, the unfortunate things that are taking place down there. But let me just get straight to the point, though.
But yes, we do have a lot of time, so we'd love to hear you on the transport. Yes.
Yes. So right now, we are supposed to be meeting with the minister at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning to discuss the 16% balance of fare increase that was promised to us close to 3 years ago. We thought the minister would have give us a date and time of the 16% for June, set for June, but he did not. And so the operators across the island, which I have great belief in that they need it badly, are saying they cannot go further. They want the 16%. I am saying to them, let's meet with the minister tomorrow and see what can happen. Now, I will not know what happened until about 6 this evening when all the presidents across the island meet and take a decision. But right now, your daughter...
Where is that meeting going to take place? Is that an online meeting? Is that an online meeting? You're not hearing me, Mr. Newman. Is that an online meeting?
Yes, and I won't be in attendance at that meeting, but I understand it's an online meeting.
Okay, you will not. Why? How come you won't be a part of that meeting?
Because we're going to take a decision to urge the operators to look at the 3 C's: communication, confrontation before confrontation. They want the last C first, and I cannot be a part of any discussion that will take the last C first.
But Mr. Newman, you don't look at it and see how, given the gas price over the last 6 weeks, for example, the repeated increase in gas prices, let alone the promise from 3 years ago of a rate increase, which was split in 2. And you don't believe that the people who are seeking an increase and want to push government by protest, you don't believe that they have a legitimate grounds to do that?
McKnight, the 40,000 public transport sector are going through hell. They are going through living hell right now with what's going on in the Middle East, the daily increase, the weekly increase in fuel, and other things that goes in our operational public transport sector. We should have got that increase long time ago. And we are saying, no, we need it. But I'm saying, let's talk to the minister first. We don't have to strike tomorrow. We can strike Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning. Based upon what the minister said, protocol said, let's have a discussion first. That's all I want. I am not, listen, when the police called me yesterday and today, what I told them, listen, my hands are clean right now. I can't tell them to make them come back some taxi man. I don't want a taxi man get no box tomorrow. I don't kick or maybe no gunshot tomorrow. So
but the police are not supposed to box down people who are protesting peacefully. So that doesn't run in as that's a rhetoric. What the people are saying is that they have waited and that the taxi operators I talked to suggest that the other what's it 16% is not even good enough given that gas prices have gone up every week for the last 6 weeks.
We need a 60% increase. What we are saying now, give us the 16% and we now apply for the increase. I am 100% with the taxi men and busmen. All I'm saying, let's talk to the minister. Let's face up with the minister tomorrow morning. And we take it from there. That's all I'm saying, you know. I'm not saying they should not get it. Mad me. They have to get it, they must get it. Because it's due to them. The former minister of finance, he was a 60 or 9, a 3 card in papers and runway, right?
Yeah, but you accepted it though, Mr. You accepted it. You accepted the argument.
Accepted it. I was one of 30 presidents who sit around the table and accept the foolishness by the minister. I take some blame for it, yes.
I really object to you saying that he played 3 card and ran away. I don't think that is an acceptable way to put a grievance.
I do understand your point. My point is that he played 3 card on us. Your point might be different. He played worse than a 3 card on us.
And ran away. That is the part I'm talking about. And ran away.
Oh, run away. Not the 3 card offense.
No, it's a running away.
Okay. It's not run away, fly away.
We really can't focus because I know you are else.
I'm just upset. I'm just upset right now. We need a 16%. Everything is going to run us. But all I'm saying, can we have a talk first?
All right, good. Thank you, Mr. Newman. Thank you for spending a little time with us. And sorry about the earlier part where you dropped off. You did not run away, but we lost you for a little while. All right. On behalf of all our guests, Merdi Rowe and Ferron Williams, and let alone Mr. Newman, we thank you all. And we're sorry we couldn't carry on the discussion. Richie had come in asking about why they have not giving out the money. We're just sorry that we were not able to take on those issues today. That's our show for today. And we invite you to share, like, and subscribe to the Frankly Speaking Jamaica Podcast channel. Thanks to Desmond Richards and Winnie Anderson Brown, our regular panelists, and to Joshua Black, Media Services producer and graphic artist. I'm Frankly McKnight. Until then.
The lights go up, the mics are lit. We're feeling that energy, that Sunday drive. Whether you're here while the clock is ticking or catching the replay, the plot is thickening. From the very first word to the final thought, you're the reason for every battle we fought. Oh, to our zealots, the ones who stay, and our viewers watching from miles away. If you live in the chat or on a late night screen, you're the heartbeat of